Здравствуйте. We went to church. We were at church today. Hello. Alberta, Canada. Hello to all the Canadians. I had a live not long ago. I was at an Orthodox church. I'm still at the Orthodox church, just parked outside. I'm not sure if any of you guys were here when that was happening. Did anybody see that? I don't know what happened to that live stream. This would have been a continuation of that live stream, but it turned off. I don't know if anybody saw. Oh, a lot of Canadians this morning, eh? Good morning. Good morning from Siberia. We were at the church today, which is right across from, well, this is not a church. This is the train station, but that's the church over there. We were there this morning. I was live streaming and it just turned off. Not sure what happened. But I'm gonna go check out the plot. But today I was live streaming from inside of the church. I had never been to a Orthodox church during service. I didn't even know that Russians even went to church. Like today, this was the first service that I've ever seen. There's so many cars parked outside. I'm not sure if it's a special holiday, but I've been here many times on Sundays and it's never had that many people. But today there's just cars parked everywhere. And I went in there and it's very, very interesting. I grew up as a Roman Catholic, Mexican, right? So we're Catholic. There's not a lot of Orthodox churches, or the religion is not huge in Mexico or the California for Orthodoxy. Even though, of course, the Russians were in California and there's Orthodox churches, but compared to other religions, it's not big. So I came here today and it's just so many people. It really shocked me. I'm shocked by the amount of people who came to church in my town. Honestly, I don't even know. I guess shocked is the right word. "8 p.m. in Canada, in British Columbia, in the West Coast. Must be 8 p.m. in the evening for California too. But yes, today in the agenda, if everything goes well, I'll be going to check out the plot after it rained a couple days in a row. It's been raining. I'm just seeing if there's a subscriber that came to visit. There's a subscriber of mine that's in the church right now. He's attending church, and I'm gonna see if he's coming out anytime soon. If he's not, I guess I'll pick him up later. Yeah, I'm gonna come back later maybe. So guys, let me know if anybody who's watching now, did you guys see inside of the church? I think the connection was pretty fuzzy. Hopefully it's not bad right now. I guess I can go to the lake for a little bit. Please let me know how the connection is, if everybody can hear me. Um, these lives, I haven't really done them often. Just the closer we get to the kid being born, the less stuff we can do on the internet. Hi, welcome. Going off-roading, I guess. Is this thing on? Can anyone hear me? Sometimes the chat goes absolutely dead, so I'm not sure if the stream is still on. But right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna park over here next to the lake and wait to see if my buddy will make it out of the church. Show you just how close the lake is to this church. I'm gonna go swimming today in Lake Baikal as well. No, I swim in my underwear. Obviously, I swim in my underwear, then I put on my Gorka naked without my underwear after I'm done swimming. That's usually how it goes. Today is gonna be warmer than it's been in a long time. And it's the late of August, and it's still gonna be like 24 degrees. Is there lots of summer tourists in my town? No, not usually. That's why I think that this is one of the best towns in all of Russia, because we have Lake Baikal and you can just go swimming. You have a private beach to yourself. The majority of the time I'm swimming in the privacy of my own beach, and on the largest lake in the world, which is crazy. Check this out. There's just one guy there swimming, fishing, and there's one guy swimming over there. It's Labor Day weekend in America. That's awesome, man. Labor Day, there's these holidays that are really good for people to rest and enjoy, and then you have awesome games and traditions all over the United States. So I'm hopefully you guys are enjoying your long weekend, as they say. As for me, I will be seeing if my buddy here is gonna get out of the church. Then I will be going to the plot to see what I can do there. How long is the lake? I'm not sure. A couple 100 kilometers. Has to be a few 100 kilometers, because drive all the way up. Really, it does. Well, I'm not close to the ice cream shop, but I can show it one day. It's the best ice cream in our region. I think this ice cream is from Angarsk, and we have a shop here in Slyudanka, and it's probably the best ice cream in the region. Is this ice cream from Angarsk? For your future house, have you looked into National Building Code in Russia? So building in Russia is a little bit complicated, only because you need a little bit of signatures from town. But the building codes, dude, I don't know. I don't think they follow a building code. There is questionable buildings in my town that make no sense. Of course, there's building codes in larger cities for apartment complexes, but stuff like apartments and big industrial buildings. But the building code in small towns, it's whatever goes, whatever you can make. I've seen the most random buildings that shouldn't be up standing still. Oh, there's a guy metal detecting. Takes me back to my time in Afghanistan. It's so peaceful, man. Metal detecting is such a fun thing to do. Obviously, when searching for landmines, it's not fun, but it is rewarding for both. When you're searching for landmines and you find something, it's very rewarding, obviously. And when you're sweeping for lost treasures, it's also really cool when you find something. So I'm gonna give it about 10 more minutes, and then I'll go look for my buddy, and I'll go to the plot from there. But yeah, let's go. Yeah, we had tons of rain, tons and tons of rain. That's why I have to go check on the plot to see what's going on over there. This year, I will say though, this year, more people were on the lake on boats than I've ever seen before. I had never seen so many people on boats in Sludanka than this year. Hundreds of people on boats this year. There you go. Around 600 kilometers from south to southwest to northeast. That's right, because it does hook. It goes northeast and then it hooks northwest, actually. If I'm correct. Yes, it goes like this. Super good weather today. We're going to have about 20 to 24 degrees. It's swimming weather. If everything goes well, I think I'm going to go swimming today. Summer is essentially over, but we're still having summer-like weather. It's fantastic. There, look how many cars are parked outside of the church. It's like the most I've ever seen, and the other side is full as well. This is not typical. I had never seen this many people. How long, does anybody know how long is Orthodox church? Like, how long is the service? My buddy's been in there for well over an hour. I'm not sure how it works in Russia. How does it work? I was in there for a long time as well. I was live streaming the service. How long does a Orthodox church service go for? Does anybody have any idea? Two to 3 hours? What? Wow. That's so interesting. I had no idea. No wonder. They were doing so many things that I'm not used to. Like a Catholic service will last maybe 1 hour or 1 hour and a half at most, right? But 2 to 3 hours is interesting. This is my Gorka top. I bought it online. Okay, then if it's 2 to 3 hours, I gotta go, and I'll pick them up later, I guess. Oh, thank you. My tilnashka is awesome. We're gonna go and look at the plot, okay? So I have some things to say. I comparing Orthodox Church to the Catholic Church, how I grew up in the Catholic Church, one thing that I can say is that the Orthodox churches are a little bit smaller. Outside they might look big, but inside where their service is taking place, it's a lot smaller than the Catholic churches that I grew up with. Obviously, this is a small town, but even a small town in Mexico has a church that could fit a couple hundred people. For some reason, churches are bigger for the Catholics. Another thing that I've noticed is that inside the Orthodox Church, it's actually a lot more beautiful in a religious way, okay? Religiously, an Orthodox Church has way more beauty in it. Now, what I mean by that is there's much more symbolism for the church everywhere. I walked in and there was just thing that I could just look at and just study. This is the first time I've ever been to a Orthodox service, and I'm just naming the things that I noticed that were different, okay? Let's not get it confused. I'm not talking about like Vatican churches versus Moscow Orthodox churches. No. I'm talking specifically the humble small town churches, which is what I know. So Orthodox churches have smaller services, but inside they're more religiously beautiful and appealing to the eye, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Another thing that I noticed is that on an Orthodox... Okay, I'm going sush. I gotta go pick up my wife and take her to my father-in-law's. Sushi, I'm gonna drive there now. Please, I'm coming. Now, yeah. That's what it is. That's a great word to describe. A divine feeling of... You get a true divine feeling inside the Orthodox Church. Thank you so much for bringing that. That's the correct word. An Orthodox Church just feels more divine. Now, I will also mention one thing that I truly liked. I loved that in the Orthodox Church, in my Orthodox Church, in my town, a lot of the saints and even Jesus Christ, I think, was the who they were portraying. He was not like Anglo-Saxon, white and blue-eyed. Like, he was not white, pale white with blue eyes. Historically, I think Jesus Christ was a little bit darker. In my Orthodox Church here, he was darker. Unlike the Catholics, like in where I come from, he's super pale. And it's not because he's on a crucified or anything. They just make him super pale and radiant with blue eyes. My church here has him dark. Does this happen in all Orthodox churches, or is this something interesting that's happening in mine? Okay, let me know, please, guys. Comment right now. This is the first time I had ever seen God, Jesus Christ, and other saints in darker colors. It's so fascinating. Okay, nice. Yeah, guys, he was darker. Thank you so much for the Cosmosphere from Greece, who's actually giving his input. He says it's the same in Greece, and Greece is also Orthodox. And I was actually a little bit shocked. At first, it shocked me because it's the first time you get to see Jesus in another color. Uh, in the United States and in Mexico, even the Roman Catholic churches in Mexico paint him as absolutely white, even almost blonde, with radiant blue eyes. Here, in this church, he was much darker, and a lot of the saints were much darker. Hello from Los Angeles. Hello, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to everybody who's joining in right now. I know these lives are sporadic, but today I went to a Russian Orthodox church, and it was interesting, to say the least. It really changed my perspective about Russia. I had the idea that Russians were not religious. I know people say, "Oh, but the Russians are religious people." No, compared to other countries, Russians are not religious at all. And so when I went today, I saw a lot of people at church. Now, you guys might not understand this, but where I come from, every person goes to church. Thousands of people every day go to church. Now we have about 17,000 people in this town, and there was less than 100 people at church. Where I come from, that's not normal. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Russian people are not religious, like say in ultra Catholic countries like Mexico. But I was so happy to see at least half hundred people. Yeah. So I'm here picking up my wife. As an ex-Protestant and now I'm an Orthodox, I jokingly call the phenomenon white Jesus. Yeah, exactly. It's like white Jesus church. Hello, thank you so much for joining us. My mother was from Brazil, and there's such a routine. Yes, exactly. So Brazilians, and anybody who's from the New World, I think that the New World believers are much more committed to the religion. Okay. Um, One second. Let the connection come back. And of course, it's the first time I'm gonna go to an Orthodox church. You guys, I'm not an Orthodox Christian. I'm also not Russian. I'm also a part Native American. A lot of the people from the old world, like Europeans, they get surprised when Native Americans don't practice their religion. So it's a little bit funny to me that you think that just because I live in a country, I'm gonna go practice their religion immediately. That's not how it works. My mom's side is Native American, and my people had their own gods too, and I respect that. But anyways, back to the topic. I think that New World believers, Mexicans, all Hispanic Americans, like all the Hispanic American countries like Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Venezuela, Paraguay, Uruguay, Ecuador, Bolivia, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Panama, Nicaragua, all of these countries, they are much more committed to the religion that the old world brought. I think that the Catholics in the Americas are much more religious than Russians, than Italians, than all of these people that brought their religion to the New World. They're not as religious as the American country, as the Spanish speaking and Portuguese speaking. So yeah, that's how it is. Why do I say this? Is because the religion is much newer in the Americas, and it was brought as a form of conquest. So for a long time, the American people, not the United States, but the American Hispanic Americans, they were under the Catholic Church in a serious indoctrination. So that's how it works. Yeah, my mom is Yaqui Indian from the northern part of Mexico. Her bloodline is descendant of Native Americans in northern Mexico, which is in itself very interesting. And the sushi's here.
Yeah, made my cake.
Check out my wife. How long? This is 8 months almost.
Not almost.
Hey, this is 8 months of pregnancy. Look at that. This is amazing. Look at that. Shout out to my wife for growing a human being in her body. This is why women are the greatest amongst humans. Women can hold kids. If the gods wanted men to do it, they would have made us the ones who carry the kids. I don't believe women are physically and as strong as men, but they are more important than men. In this is the reason why, because they are the creators of humanity. Every human being has come from a woman, and we must respect them. Nice. If you went to Russia and the first thing you did was go to the church because of its beauty, then you like architecture, and everyone can agree architecture is beautiful. Actually, my belly's getting smaller. Yes, Russia was Christian up until the communists took over, and once communists fell, the Russians became even more Christian after the fall of communists. Well, in my opinion, again, Russia is one of the least religious countries I've ever visited, and that's because I've visited mostly Spanish-speaking countries. And Spanish-speaking countries are truly indoctrinated, you can say. And I don't think it's the Russians' fault. I just think that the Russian people didn't have to submit to religion, right? I live in Siberia. There's like 3 other major religions here. So I don't expect them to all be Orthodox Christians. But today I really felt my town had a group of true Orthodox, true believers in the church. Babe, there was like almost 100 people there today.
I saw a little bit of the live stream, yeah. But
can you tell them, how was it growing up? Did you see a lot of people going to church?
no, I never see a lot of people go to the church, but my grandmother, she went to the church every Sunday. She have everything from the church at home, and even in wartime she tried go to the church because German people was in his village, and she still try go to the church, and they allowed, and it was not problem.
Well, tell that story.
Huh?
Tell that story a little bit more.
Nothing else. It's just she survived with German people in wartime because her husband was in a war, and she take care of all kids of her siblings because all men go to the war. And
so the Germans got to her town?
Yeah, it was Zemlyansk, small village. German come to this village, and they made like an office there, and they say what people who live in this village, they must work for them, and like this they will stay alive, and they will give them food. They can feed kids.
And they let people go to church?
Yeah, they live like normal life without crazy things. They just go work, have food, feed kids, and yeah, she go to the church too. They allowed this, but These German people, they was really nice for people who was in this village. They respect them because it was only old people and women with kids. But one rule was, if you want to stay alive, you have to work for them, like clean floor, cook, or something like this. And yeah, it's how she survived, and she feed her kids, my father and his brother. And after that, he haven't come back from the war when it's end. He survived to war. It was really good.
You can tell him he was in World War I and II. Huh?
Yeah, he survived 2 wars, how I say. He was really strong man, and it's why my father learned a lot from him. And my father a really hard worker, the same like my grandfather, his grandfather. Yeah, this time was crazy. The German people still kill a lot of people over there. It was mountain with dead people. It was crazy, really sad. And they have a lot of bullets after war end. When my father was small, he find a lot of bullets, and they try put it on a fire, and some kids was traumatized because of that. But it's different story.
And that's a really interesting story. Thank you for sharing, Sushi. The Sush is going to her father's.
Drink coffee.
How are you doing today?
Cake.
So Ksenia's gonna be going to drink some tea with her father, and she got a cake, so it's gonna be good.
It's only one thing what made me like crazy. It's cake. I need at least one piece of cake a day.
Love you.
Love you too, babe.
Be safe.
You too. Enjoy. You can take me in 1 hour, 1 hour.
You can text him that I'm at the plot, okay?
Okay, he's still here?
Yeah, but you text him now because
Okay.
I don't want him to write me, and you can tell him I'm live streaming. If he needs anything, you text me on the live stream, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Love you. All right, that was Ksusha, aka Ksenia, aka Sushi. Yeah. Yeah, as I understand, a lot has gone through Russia, right? Because Russia was, a lot of the time that Russia existed, it went through a lot of religions. Why? Because the Russian people themselves were either controlled by other groups, and also they descend from other groups. So Russians have not always just been what they are today. The Russians have also been influenced by other groups in their region. And we have to understand that the old gods for them certainly didn't have this God that they have now. Got enough gas out there? I mean, I'm driving a car. What the hell? We're making our way to the plot. I think this is gonna be some bad news for the people who follow the channel. Привет. Yeah, I believe that the old Russian way was much closer to what the Mexica in Mexico or the Mayans were. I think they might have had different gods back in the old days, and they might have had different origin stories, right? I think that's how it was before in Russia for the old Slavic people, Proto-Slavic people. It's rained so much. Yeah, it's bad news for the subscribers. Well, the people that know this channel know about Jerry, but I think Jerry was eaten by an eagle. You guys know Jerry was not an inside cat. Jerry wasn't even our cat. Jerry hasn't came to eat. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate you. Make sure you ask a question if you'd like. I'll answer. This is what the backyard looks like after we dropped this gravel. Now, there is going to be some weeds that grow out of here, but I'm going to be spraying this part so that less weeds grow out. I didn't want to put the tarp under this just because I don't want to have water accumulating. I want natural ground there. Well, the reason why I think Jerry was eaten by an eagle is because he was already being hunted by an eagle regularly here. We have tons of eagles, and he was also being pecked at by the crows. So the crows and the eagles were after him. My Russian is not that great. I understand a lot more than I can speak, and it's a shame because I've been here so long. But the thing is, when you live in a small town, there's not a lot of talking that's happening. 1 second. So yes, there's an end of an era, as I think Jerry has gone missing. And it's unfortunate. I am working on it, but not actively, not yet. My son is going to be born in about a month and a half. My son is going to be born here in Russia, and my son is going to speak, his first language is going to be Russian. So I will be speaking Russian to him, and I guess I'll be picking that up. Here is the update on the garden. A lot of the stuff is already on its way out. You see the cucumber plant is producing its last cucumbers of the season. A lot of these tomato plants were not good this year. We have radish growing. We have other types of salads growing. Yeah. I'm sad about it too. Here's some nice cucumbers, nice size. Thank you. Yes, there's a lot of events in my town. Look at this tomato. Look at this cucumber. To be honest, of course I have to learn Russian, but I want to preserve my Spanish first. Holy moly. The zucchini is huge. Look at the size of that thing. We have to take that soon. Here's my wife's broccoli. Look at this beautiful broccoli plant. And my corn. Now my corn, I didn't have enough water to grow this corn right because I don't have water in the yard yet. But it looks like at least I can grow it if I had water, okay? This was an experimental patch of corn, and Yeah, so I know I could grow corn now. I just need more water. The problem was I had no water on this plot. And this is just rainwater corn. I have beets for borscht, okay? I'm going to be making borscht next week. We're going to be making borscht next week only from this garden. I'm going to be getting actually, let me pull one out cuz I want one. Look at this. So for borscht, we're going to use potatoes, which are over there. I have potatoes, I have beets, and I have carrot. So three of the vegetables that are going to be part of the borscht are going to come from this part only. And yeah, there's carrot, beets, and potatoes. Really cool, huh? Yes, my son will speak Spanish, English, and Russian. Russian will be his first language, Spanish will be his second, and English will be his third. But I want him to learn German as well. That's delicious. Well, look at the views. Yeah, the crunch is delicious. The carrot was delicious. Does anybody have any questions? Where are you guys watching from? Do you guys want to know any other differences? We went earlier over the differences between the difference between the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church. And I don't have enough water to plant corn with beans. I can't even plant corn because I don't have enough water. But yeah, that's two of the three sisters, I believe. Beans and corn, but then I would need squash. Actually, let's go eat a cucumber. Have a slow chat today. Saludos desde Dallas. Hello to Dallas, Texas. We're out here in Irkutsk Oblast, Sludanka. You know what's interesting is that the state that I live in Russia is larger than Texas. That's interesting. Let's grab this. Watching you under the stars around the campfire in Benson, Arizona. Shout out to Arizona. I lived in Arizona for a while. Straight from the garden. It's nice and sweet, but with salt and lemon, this is delicious. Nice and healthy cucumber. This is my breakfast. Oh, tajin. We had a poor monsoon this year. We had to use our own water for our garden. Yours looks great. Thank you. Well, here in Siberia, it's the tail end of summer. And essentially, gardening season is almost over unless you have a greenhouse. I don't have a greenhouse. But in the future, I'm going to try to put a greenhouse on this entire part. So I want the greenhouse to go and take over these 3 beds. I want there to be a greenhouse here. And with the greenhouse, you can actually plant better potatoes. The cucumbers I can organize better. I have a huge plot of land compared to most people here in Russia. At least in this town, I have twice the size of the ordinary land that people have. And I should be able to do some nice things. Yeah, the well here, all of the neighbors have wells, and the water is about 8 meters down. There's so much water here. Truly, truly so much water. And hopefully next year I'll be digging for the well my own. That way I can grow some very nice fruit trees, a lot of corn next year. No, not 2 years from now. This is why, look at this. When we get older, we'll appreciate this gate more. Electric push button is the way to go when you live in Siberia, so you're not out there fighting against the snow. This gate has already survived a winter and it did great. It's really nice. I'm also growing vegetables. I don't have as many beds as you, only 3, but I have a small greenhouse. Cool. You know, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Because if I lived in California, I would just be throwing seeds on the ground. If I was back in LA, I would just be throwing seeds everywhere. The land where I used to live in Los Angeles was very fertile, my front yard. Yeah, I don't want to open it by hand when I'm older. That's why I did it this way now. When I'm older, it's going to be hard for me to go and move it, so I thought ahead. And this is why also I'm not going to be building a 2-story house. What part of Siberia? What part are you? Ah, Yakutia. Cool. Nice and warm place. Yeah, a lot of people are shocked. They're like, why would you build a gate? Why would you have a wall? It's like, dude, it's not 1920 when people were friendly to each other, you know? Russians from other parts of Russia will be like, why is there so big fences? Like, dude, we have wild animals out here, okay? We have bears and wolves in some of these regions. So yeah, we're not doing it because we don't want the neighbor to see us. It's because we have wild animals. Thank you, by the way, for the good job with the kind words. I live around Moscow, Idaho. That's freaking hilarious. I know that the United States has quite a couple places, right? They have like Paris, California, or Odessa, Georgia, something like that. It's quite interesting, actually. If you live in some of these towns, it's like, yeah, I live in Berlin, Idaho. Like, what the hell? I had when I was working in the oil fields, I was living in a reservation called Newtown, but I lived close to Bismarck, North Dakota. There was like Minot. There was all these Germanic names in the north, in North Dakota. Odessa, Texas, that's what it is. But I'm sure there's an Odessa, Georgia too. It's so interesting. What you don't see is like Los Angeles in Irkutsk Oblast, you would never see Chicago or Los Angeles. You'd never see a Slavic town named after like a Latin name. You would never see that. Never, never, never. But the United States takes a lot of its heritage, you know, like on the West Coast, everything is San Francisco, San Diego, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara. All of these saints are on the California coast. Now, what you're not going to see is the same thing happening in Russia. What I do notice is, though, obviously, because I live in Irkutsk, we have Buryatia next to us, and they have cities like Ulan-Ude. Okay, everybody who knows our region here knows that Ulan-Ude is the capital of Buryatia, but also Ulaanbaatar is the capital of Mongolia. So Russia does have ethnic minority names to their cities. A lot of the cities in Russia are named after the ethnic group that inhabits the land. That Russia does have. The difference is that these ethnic groups are not foreigners, right? These are people that are from the land. Whereas the United States, because it's a land of immigrants, like, except for the Native Americans, but the Native Americans, a lot of their cities were wiped out and the names were replaced, right? We don't call the capital of the Mexica in Mexico, we don't call it Tenochtitlan, we call it Mexico City. So yeah. Hello from Minnesota, holy crack. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're watching from Minnesota, an American and even a Mexican American like myself, Americans have a way of going anywhere and everywhere. And I came to this part of Siberia. I came to this part because of Lake Baikal. I came here because it was more interesting than Moscow and St. Petersburg. I just think that this part of Russia is the true Russia. This is where the Russian soul is. And it doesn't make sense for me to go anywhere else. Like, you've never seen Russia until you've been to this part of Russia. This is the true Russia. And by that I mean, like, there's something about the lake that feeds the soul. If Russia had energy, energy comes from Baikal. More than 100 ethnicities in the Russian Federation. Well, yeah, because the Russian Federation was the Soviet Union, that's why. And the Soviet Union, what they did was acquire ethnic groups and put them under the same country. You know, that is one thing that's so interesting as well. So the United States has a lot of ethnic groups because of immigration. But the Russian Federation just happens to expand over a landmass that encompasses these people. Russia kind of expanded, conquered new territory and engulfed other groups. And the United States eradicated the groups that lived there, and then future immigrants came. That's the truth. The groups that you see in Russia exist still. Like, the natives are still here. In Buryatia, you have Buryat people. In Yakutsk, you have Yakut people. In Tartarstan, you have Tartars. What is this other place? Jesus, what is this other place next to us? There's these other Asian groups next to us. I forgot the name. But anyways, guys, there's a bunch of them, and they still exist. Whereas in America, you have to go to reservations, and they don't exist anymore. America destroyed the majority of the native population. Now, Mexico, under Spain, still has tons of Native Americans. I think Mexico is the most populated Native American country in the world. There's more Native American people in Mexico than anywhere else in the Americas. By that I mean, the majority of Mexico has Native American blood. We have half-breeds, we have full breeds, but our DNA is super indigenous. Of course, other countries have pure-blooded indigenous in the Americas, but we have more indigenous overall. Okay, man, I understand. You're so funny. If you want to talk about that, then we're all just from Africa. So we're all Africans. Of course, it's proven by anthropology, but it also proven by anthropology that we're all from Africa. So I don't know what you're trying to say. That kind of ends the conversation if you want to go far enough back in time. Yeah, I lived in a reservation, by the way. I lived in a Native American reservation in North Dakota, like I mentioned, and all of them were alcoholics and drug addicts, like all of them. All of the population there was either alcoholic or on drugs. All of them. And it was sad because me, I was allowed to live on the reservation by way of my mother, who was Yaqui Indian. I had to go through like a whole freaking test to get free housing. While I was working in the oil fields, I went to Newtown, and I got adopted there by the three tribes. I say tree tribes, by the three tribes: the Mandan, the Haditsa, and something else. There was a tree tribe reservation there, and I lived on that res, and they were so drugged up, man. It was unbelievable. The kids were drunk driving all the time, guys. Honestly, what the United States has done to the Native American population is mind-blowing. They are living rich on oil money and casino money, and they're being fed alcohol and drugs. I've seen it. I lived it. I don't need nobody to tell me what the res life is like. I lived the res life. I was in Irkutsk last month. No way. You should have visited. And no, it's not their choice, man. You have to be brain dead to say that it's their choice. It's assimilation of culture. This is something that was brought to them. They were put somewhere and they were given these drugs. How the hell do these drugs make it on the res? Why does alcohol get there? You know, of course it's their choice to do it, man, but it's something that was really pushed on them. You have to be an imperialistic bastard not to understand that. Yeah, man. You don't understand. I'm a real motherfucker. I tell it how it is. And if you were put in a reservation, and then after 100 years, you're introduced to these alcohols and these drugs. Let me see. I'm gonna go pick up my friend. No, you're not. You're not a realist, because if you just say it's by chance that they're all just drug addicts because it's their choice, you're not realistic. You're just a little bit backwards. When you institutionalize people, it changes everything. Of course, it's their choice. We're not denying that it's their choice to drink and do drugs now. That's not what the question is. So we're talking about two separate things, but you're just trying to instigate the wrong conversation. Okay. We're back at church. There's my buddy right there. They're ringing the bells. He's South African American, yeah. Look at him. He attended all church service. I'll show you the whole view. Beautiful weather today. That is our church there behind us, and our train station. The first thing you see when you come to my town, when you leave the train station, is this. This is the first thing you'll see when you come to my town is this. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for the likes and the support. Please put like on this so that more people get to see it. This is a South African American. This is a subscriber of mine in this town. He converted to Orthodoxy. He is visiting Russia, and he is making some friends right now. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is not my usual live stream. Let's try to get the likes to 100, please. Thank you. And the bells are being played by an actual person up there, by the way. This is not like a random machine. Oh, heck, that was awesome. Here he goes. He's gonna do another one, it looks like. Women still cover their heads here, and they're wearing long skirts. The women all wear skirts when they go, or these long skirts when they go to church, and they cover their heads. No, thank you for watching. Thanks, guys, for the likes. I'll give you a walk around of the church. Well, on the side, it's got a really nice foundation. It's made of wood, but the foundation is made of stone. So it's really, really solid. And that's what it is. Oh. Any questions, any comments, anything, let me know. Again, this is the first time I was ever inside the church. Um, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to. I don't like to be fake, right? I'm not gonna go to a place if I don't feel like it's calling to me, and or if it's something that I need to do. I didn't come to Russia to fake who I am. I'm committed to being an honorable person while I'm here, and I see the Orthodox Church in a new light. Hey, thank you, Ortho family. And I've seen things today, just the way the people have been with each other. It's it's fascinating. My town's church um, is like a little relic, right? Somebody said that it's like divine inside, and it definitely is. And now I see my town church much different with different eyes. Inside, honestly, inside, it really is a beautiful thing. It's nice to see, by the way, my buddy who's South African American. It's nice to see he's learned enough Russian. He loves talking to these people. And through the church, I'm pretty sure he's going to make so many friends in town. And that's one thing that is lovely about religion, is that it does bring people together. No matter what you believe in, usually religions will help you find friends, will help you find uh someone that you can really depend on. Religion is supposed to do that. And I can definitely see it here and now, as my friend uh is talking to these people. He's never met them, but he feels comfortable enough to just pop up and start saying things, right? So it's a nice feeling to know that a Westerner. I don't know how long he's staying. I'm gonna just wait a few more minutes. It's interesting and it's nice to know that a Westerner can come this deep into Russia and make friends through religion. The religion is the original unifier. Um, I can't say that I would feel comfortable trying it for any other reason, like or saying, "Oh, my love for this has brought me to Russia and it's made me so many friends." No, I think Orthodox Church is the probably number one thing that would make you successfully integrate and assimilate in Russia. And I'm not saying this as an Orthodox believer. I'm not saying this as a Christian. I'm not saying this as somebody who's promoting religion. I'm simply saying this as someone who saw it today. I didn't expect this guy to just randomly be making friends in this town, because my town is a very unfriendly town compared to cities, because smaller towns are more aggressive. You have tougher people. But what I've seen today confirms that the Orthodox Church is the number one way to assimilate in Russia. Shout out to Tbilisimo in Vladivostok. ¿Piensas bautizar a tu hijo? No, no. No lo voy a bautizar aquí en la iglesia rusa. No, 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 no. He's asking, do you plan on baptizing your son? I cannot. I cannot do it because I would have to be Orthodox myself, and my wife has to be Orthodox. Then they will allow you to baptize, I believe. I'm not sure how it works, but the reason why I can't baptize my son here is because I'm not an Orthodox. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not going to convert to Orthodoxy because it doesn't make sense to me to change religions. Um, if you have a God, I don't think that the name of the religion changes your beliefs. So if I were to baptize him, they would have to allow me to baptize him under what I believe and let him be what he's going to be, because he's going to be Russian. And he's going to be born in Russia, and Orthodox Church will be here for him. And it is what it is. if my son is born in Russia, his religion will be uh, Orthodox if that's what he wants. I don't think Ksenia's. So after I don't know if you were here for the story, but Ksenia's grandmother was the religious one. And after the war, the Second World War, the people became less religious. Her family is not the most religious. There you go. So he just confirmed that I would have to be converted to Orthodoxy, and so would my wife, and then we could baptize him. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't believe in conversion. I don't believe in that. Anybody can believe what they want, but if I believe in a god or gods, I don't think that I would call it converting. I would just call it continuing my belief under new understanding. But I understand conversion is the right word. But I would just say, like, listen, if you have a God, I don't think that changing, I don't think the God is different from Orthodoxy or Catholic, right? Can somebody tell me who knows more about religion? Let me go look for this guy. Yo! No? Are you done? I want to know what happened. You don't have to be on camera. You're not going to be on the camera, but I'd love to know so I can tell them, because I'm live streaming. I want to know. I was telling them that today's the first time I had ever been in that church.
Right.
And that today is I can confirm that the most successful way of assimilating and in being integrated into Russian culture is by the Orthodox Church. I've seen what you did today, and if I was a heathen and a non-believer, like a pagan, I would have seen something and been like, what the heck? This guy coming from so far away came to this small town and made friends and made people come together with him. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just like Catholic, but it's even older.
What did how long is that service? What the heck?
It's about 2 hours.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So my buddy says the service was 2 hours, and we were talking about this, guys. It's way longer than the Catholic service from what I've seen today. But the Russian people that you met there and that you spoke to, did they know you're not from here? Obviously they knew.
Yes, I introduced myself.
Really?
And, but they're very warm, very, very welcoming, and everyone's very happy to meet a foreigner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you been to church in Moscow or these other places where you've been?
Yes, I actually went to an English-speaking English sermon on Orthodox Church in Moscow. Yeah.
By the way, guys, I'm gonna ask him questions. I'm gonna say, because this is good for you guys to understand that in Moscow, he says there was an English service for the Orthodox Church, but here we have it only in Russian. Impossible for it to be in English unless he's leading it, and if he's somehow becomes one of those guys that gives the service. Do you understand what's going on?
I'm not familiar with the Slavonic when they speak. It's like old Slavonic, so I've heard it, but I can't understand it.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
He says that the church was given in some type of old Slavic language, I guess. Maybe some words they're using, old Slavic, Proto-Slavic words. Can somebody confirm this? Can somebody let me know? Because he is learning Russian, but he says that some of the words perhaps are old Slavic words. Is this true? Damn, that would be crazy, because some words sometimes in Mexico are in Latin. A lot of the words for the service can be in Latin.
Yeah.
Ask him about our Paschal liturgy. It's like 5 hours.
Pashka for Easter. It's beautiful. Yeah, I've been in Tennessee.
Okay.
And so it's very beautiful. It's like overnight, and it's flowers and very beautiful.
He says it's beautiful. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but I don't want to bother him and put him on live. But I will say he's taught me something absolutely new today. That for anybody who's watching, who's already, yeah, Pasha, yeah, he knows, you know your stuff. What the heck? Really cool.
Yeah, I discovered the Orthodox Church in Tennessee actually a few years ago when I discovered Russia. So. And it's very similar to Catholic, but it's they claim it's the Church since Christ. So, but one of the big differences is the icons.
Yeah,
there's a lot of saints and stuff which are revered, right?
Well, look, when I was in the church today, I told them that one thing that I noticed was that the Catholic churches inside are not as adorned, not as divine as the one I saw today. Really.
Yes.
I felt something really interesting when I walked in there, and just the feeling of being inside the Orthodox church in here was a different feeling than going into a Catholic church. Another thing that I noticed is that this town has at least 17,000 people, but less than 200 say came to church, okay? And that is something unusual also, because where I come from, like small towns in Mexico, if there's 17,000 people in the town, there's going to be 1,000 people at church. And we have to build multiple churches to hold the people that are going to go to church. But they were saying that the Soviet Union killed a lot of the religious people. Religion in the faith died in the Soviet Union. We'll see what happens. Yes, you can see the Slavic language written in the icons. What the?
That's right.
Really cool. Yeah, these people know everything. All you gotta do is ask. This is like a chat GPT, real life.
Yeah.
I love it.
But you should mention to your subscribers the difference with Orthodoxy. My discovery, even in America, is there's no one forcing you, pulling you. There's no coercion. It's just free will and very peaceful.
So my buddy, I don't know. Again, I don't know if you could hear him. There's a big difference, and I would say with all religions in the United States, you kind of feel like it's a pyramid scheme. Everybody's out to get you. Coercion, it's called, where they go and try to get you. Convince you to join a church and all of that. But here in Russia, nobody's really going door to door. Or wait, do they ask for money in this one? So it seems like a religion that is based off just for faith.
Yeah.
We don't evangelize our faith.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But very nice people. I've always met good people, and the priests very humble.
You talked to the priest?
Well, I have previously, not this fellow, but but the priests have been very kind, just salt of the earth.
Yeah. Nice. What time do you leave?
I haven't checked yet, but
well, we gotta
I
check.
want to go later. I want to go for a swim. Go for a swim, and I can go late.
I gotta fix this town, man. You see, this is the handicap, but there's no handicap ramp.
Oh, right.
Dummies. All right. Religion in the States, especially in the UK, have been weaponized. Yeah, I don't even know about that kind of stuff anymore. To be honest, I didn't know. I'm telling you, like, Anglo-Saxons are not so religious. Anglo-Saxons colonized, even Spain and England colonized with religion. And their old countries like Spain and England, they're not as religious as the New World. There's more true religious people in the Americas than the Old World. And even the Americas now is losing its faith. But my faith in Russia is restored from what I saw today. These people were not going to church even dressed up, and they just wanted to attend. A couple of the guys were in like pants, sweatpants. I had never seen somebody go to church in sweatpants. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying it is in a good way. In the United States, they don't even let you in church if you're not dressed appropriately. Okay, we live in a small town. I would not expect a freaking person to walk into church with a suit on. This would be blasphemy for me to require someone who follows my faith to be well dressed. No, come with whatever you have, as long as you come in good faith and you're not being a little nasty. And today I saw people dressed in humble clothing attending church. I had never seen that also. Never. I was not allowed to step into church in Mexico looking like what some people look like today. Just put it that way, which is really, really nice. I like that. Yeah, of course, you're going to the wrong churches. Obviously, everything is different, but I have a perception of Russia from a small town, guys. The people that I've encountered here are much different than bigger cities. This is like the rustic Russia, in my opinion. And I'm blessed now to have seen something so beautiful. I think I might come again another Sunday just to... I might go to church next Sunday just to stand there and feel a little bit happy, because it did make me feel happy. Yeah.
If you tell them you're from Mexico, America, they'll just give you a hug. I mean, they're so friendly.
Do you have a towel?
Yeah, I got a towel.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'm gonna go look for, because if you're gonna go swimming, I might as well just make some sausages on the side of the lake.
Yeah, we should do that. I haven't had grub. We could pick some.
Make it for
I'll
you.
pick up some stuff from like last time.
Okay, I'll go pick up my stove from the plot. We'll just do it there on the beach.
Yeah. What a nice day today.
Yeah, it is awesome. I don't even know if my Susha's watching, because man,
It's cool. I saw someone stand next. I thought it was a military man, and it ended up being you. Who's this military man?
I just walked in because the church really, it kind of, I gravitated towards it. I wanted to be in that room. I wanted to be in that room. I didn't really understand what they were saying or how they hold their service, but I wanted to be there. Who's with Dan? Well, this guy's a freaking random ass dude who I found in town who speaks English. He's a homie.
That's right, a homie. That's all you need to know.
I'm not gonna show him, but he's one to keep his privacy. But if he's in town, I will at least tell part of his story as what he's done right now, because I think that what he's doing is something that every man, at least every man, I don't know about women, but every man should do what he's done. He's learned the language. I haven't even done it. He's learned the language. He's made friends. He's gone to church. He's done things so nicely. I've seen other men come here, and I'm talking about men, and you guys know how I feel about these PDF files. These other men who come and show their ass to, like, they represent the Western countries so badly. Even if this guy was a freaking agent, even if this guy was a nasty heathen, he would have had to burn first and do the things that he's done already. And it's uncomfortable for someone who has a bad head. This is my true belief, guys. A sick person would never do what he's done. He's learned some of the language. He's traveling and he's meeting people organically, and especially in the Orthodox Church. It's beautiful to see. Thank you so much for doing that and taking the time to come to my town.
Oh, for sure.
This is good for me because I see, okay, you've restored my faith in middle-aged white men.
Well, I did I tell you in Belarus I went to Minsk and stumbled across some guys from the West, and
Yeah.
they were chasing women, and I was like, man, I came all the way to Belarus and I meet some Americans and they're chasing young girls. I was really disappointed.
Oh man. So right now I'm gonna go pick up my grill, and then I'm gonna. Oh shit! You can get us some sausages.
Yeah, man.
Cause Susha's with her father.
Yeah.
We'll get some sausages and I'll grill them for you, and you can have a dive in the Baikal.
That's awesome. Slovenia, man. This is the best town, like.
I think it's the best town. I really do feel it's the best town because when I have arguments, guys, when I have arguments with Russians and they say, no, you haven't been to this town and that town. I was like, okay, but can you go in winter and fish on the largest lake? Can you randomly stumble upon just random lost tourists on Baikal and have a speak with them? Because last winter, it was awesome. I met Chinese people, Korean people, Japanese people from Asia. I just met some Soviets from Azerbaijan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. And we're in the center of Russia here. We're in the belly button.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I saw a lot of ladies. I'm wondering if some of the men are obviously fighting.
Yeah.
Because I saw some, makes me feel like unworthy to be there as a guy. You got these guys fighting, and here I am. So, respect.
So my buddy brought up a point about the men fighting. He probably doesn't know this, but this town has given more men to fight than most regions. Irkutsk Oblast, Buryatia Republic, these are the #1 places, and with the Yakuts people, this region is #1 in the most fighters. We have dozens and dozens of men who have been killed in action, and if you want later after you swim, I'll take you to their memorial so you can see their names. They're immortalized on our memorial here. In World War II, the Great Patriotic War, this town gave a lot of men as well. And side by side, the special military operation in the Ukraine, the memorial is next to the Second World War, the Great Patriotic War Memorial. So it's really good. Have I visited any of the Stans countries? I have not. Hello from India. Hello. Shout out to the Indian people. My sister is dating a guy from Bangalore, and he's like, how'd it go? How is it? How you doing? You okay? Like this. I don't know that day. Yeah, we're gonna get the stove. I'm gonna get my charcoal, or my coal, and then we're going. You gonna jump right in again or what?
Oh yeah.
You're crazy, guy.
I met someone who likes water like me.
Really?
I mean, you love it, so.
Well, I mean, I can stay there all day.
Oh, yeah.
This weather especially. Thank you. Okay, guys, we're back on the plot, and we're gonna pick up the stove. I'm gonna take him to Lake Baikal. I'm gonna make him some barbecue sausages. But we're doing this live because I felt like I had to tell you guys what happened to me today. It really was a special day that I would have never had he not come and visited. I don't attend church. I don't pretend to be religious or anything like that.
But you have moral, brother.
I'm gonna try. This guy's crazy. Okay. We're back on the plot. Yes, these are all volunteers, guys. The volunteers from the Siberian territories. Really, Siberians marched on Berlin. They walked all the way from Siberia and they took Berlin. That's the kind of people who live in Siberia. The real men of this conflict are from well, I'm not going to talk down everybody, right? But the Siberian man has always been a man of respect, a man of action. It was the Siberians who took Berlin. Look at this. Thank you so much for being here. Look, it's my comal where I cook on the floor, and we're going to be cooking today on this. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everything. This is wet. Damn it. Thank you so much for joining us. And say hello to your family. Thank you so much for the support. Thanks, really, everybody who's always here on these live streams. Thanks for everything. I don't have a lighter. We're gonna have to do this old school. I'll see if I can make it happen. I don't have a lighter. I'm gonna have to do this. Google. Yep. I have to do it because I don't have a lighter. We'll do it the old way. Now I'm pretty good with it, so hopefully I get it working. Thank you, my friend. You're too kind. It was a pleasure having you here, especially with the username, obviously, that you have on today's occasion was really meaningful as we explored the Orthodox faith. On the road again, guys.
That's awesome fence, man.
It's freaking gnarly.
Jeez.
It's like when I'm 80 years old and I don't have to get out of the car to close the gate, I'm gonna be really remembering these times when a lot of people said, why would you spend so much on a gate? Why would you do it? Why don't you just don't be lazy and open it with your hands? Guys, I'm thinking about the long run. I'm not thinking about now. Shout out to Survival Russia who gave me this knife. Years ago, when I first arrived to Russia, Survival Russia Lars was the first person who I ever met. He gave me this knife, but he also gave me my first Gorka. Now, this is my new Gorka, but the original one, you guys know was a different color. It was another Spetsnaz color. This is another Gorka, but it's in the same style. I will only ever wear this style of Gorka. And this knife has been with me for so long. It's really, really handy. And this freaking... I have to find out who gave this to Lars, and Lars gave it to me. But this is what I start my fires with. I call it my fire rod. It's a horn of an animal, and I need to replace the fire rod there. But I can make fire with this damn near anywhere. Nah, you don't need the camouflage on the Gorkas. For the most part, most special ops, even a basic Marine knows that unless you're some sort of sniper, you're not going to be moving, and there's no such thing as a walking tree. So once you have camouflage and you're moving anyways, you're going to be a target. This is really good material for the Russians. I'm impressed with the material of their Gorkas. Had I had this in Afghanistan, this material, of course, I would have still been a little bit more hot, but I wouldn't have to change my uniform every week, because when you're patrolling 30 kilometers a day almost, well over 20, and you're ripping your jeans all the time and your nuts are hanging out, well, this type of clothing is better because it doesn't rip as easily.
Get some stuff.
Yeah, here. I'll send you money, but
no, I'll pick it up for sure.
No, I want to buy a new grill.
Okay.
It costs like 600 rubles, something like that. And I need a just easier to get a new one. Okay, here we go. This place usually has the sausages that we like.
Okay.
Do you like the Russian military surplus? I've never been to one. Okay, we're gonna go to this small store. Aha, they have them. We're lucky. Здравствуйте. Look at these. These are the ones I do.
Cool.
If you get those, I'll feed you for all day.
Let's do it.
Белый надо или темный?
Белый, да.
Белый.
Sure.
He wants white bread.
Так, все? Прикладывайте.
Nice, we made it over 100 likes.
Хорошо, да.
Oh, we need a juice too.
Oh, juice, soap.
Oh, we'll get it somewhere else.
Okay.
Спасибо.
Пожалуйста, приходите.
Nice. This is old school style, guys. This is like some... Yeah, come on, dude, you're gonna love those. I'm telling you. I'm fixing to make him a barbecue here. Now, he's gonna rate my hospitality. In the future, I want to host tourism stuff here. He can tell people if he liked it or not. Just wait.
It's off the charts, the hospitality, my man. Off the charts.
We're going to now buy a new grill. The other one's been alive for like 10 years, and Ksenia says I need my own because I ruined the other one, but I never had a chance. Yeah, we have the charcoal. We'll buy some juice for you, and then we'll go I am with a foreigner who blessed this town with his kindness. But yes, you know that there you can read the names.
Oh yeah. Like I said, you should tell your subscribers the fact that you've shown us this small town versus Moscow and Petersburg is huge. Because this is a different part of Russia.
Yeah. What do you think? So you said you was in the Golden Ring and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
What are the, you know, like vibes worth?
Yeah. The smaller towns, Peroslavl and Sergeyev, they were, well, Peroslavl is quite small. It's like this almost.
Yeah.
And the people were a little more humble, a little friendlier. But then you still get some of the Moscow tourists and people from. So this is definitely more like a town, like a.
Because we're driving on the only road in and out of the town, the only one. In fact, this is the only road that exists for 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers up. Of course, you can go into the mountains, but you go nowhere. This road grabs Baikal and it doesn't let it go. We have an unknown guest on the show. I can interview him in the future if he ever wants to, because I think his point of view is probably there's a lot of content creators, but not a lot of content creators who actually engulf themselves in Russia, and he has the ability to do it. I'm looking at him, even the way he bought his bread. He asked, like, which one would you suggest is a good bread, and from the whites, and so like he's you like to talk like that.
I love these people, man. I do.
You really are a type of person who goes out there and looks for the conversation, and it's not like a small talk like they say. No, you really just want to be part of like you were here all the time, and you woke up on a Sunday morning and want to buy bread, and your friend at the store is gonna tell you which a good bread is. I felt that.
I have such an appreciation for the people. I think they've been through so much too.
Yeah.
They've been through so much. A Western guy like me could never understand.
Yes, definitely. I think it's something that the Russian people carry with them is definitely their past.
But there's a humility, yeah. A humility. Man, it's so beautiful there.
We can make it to the lake from anywhere in town and so fast, huh? And we were just over there.
Yeah.
Oh, Beardy's on. Beardy, this. Oh my gosh. Beardy, I have this guy who says he's from South Africa, but I don't believe him.
Ek is South Africa.
Wait, look, you're not gonna be on the camera, but
Yeah.
Beardy, let me know. The camera's facing me. Say,
Ik praat Afrikaans. Verstaan jy my? Hoe gaan het vandaag?
I understand you, but I speak a little bit of German. This is a fake South African, Beardy. He's like, Moi man.
Mooi man.
The accent is legit. What the hell? We have more South Africans? How many South Africans do we have? What the heck? 9. Das ist nicht Deutsch. Das ist Afrikaans. Aus freaking South Africa. Okay, you know where the grills are? Because if I go in there, I'll lose my connection.
Yeah, the grills. Okay.
Over here on the side.
Okay.
You speak Russian. Yeah, I can ask him. Okay, guys. So if you're just tuning in, I have a South African subscriber who's come to visit me. He's already been here for 2 days. And I'm going to take him to Lake Baikal, and I'm going to grill for him some sausages. And he's in the store right now buying some things. But I've told you guys before, If you ever visit me, if you ever come to this region, I will take care of you. I will make sure that you have a good time, that you feel the real Russia. Is Elon Musk his cousin? No. How's it? So, also Beardy was gonna be my first subscriber from South Africa, but he's right now even in an even cooler spot with my visiting my family home in Los Angeles. That's my freaking homie, man. I can't wait to meet you, Beardy. Honestly, it's surreal to know that we have a South African here, the first South African in Sludanka for sure. And yeah, Russia is one of the countries that have taken South Africans for asylum. It's actually sad though, because Russia is not very proactive about taking South Africans. Is it summertime? Yes, it is. It is actually the end of summer, but today we're gonna have about 20 to 24 degrees. So we're gonna go swimming. We're gonna go swimming and it's gonna be awesome. Thanks so much, guys, for over 100 likes. Thanks for the earlier donations. Thanks for the support. I appreciate the people who watch these lives. Hopefully we're not boring, but today was a really, really important day in this channel's life. I went into the Orthodox Church today. I felt my town's heart in a new way. I've never been in the church in my town until today. I'm not a religious man, but I do respect the God that these people worship. The lake is right over there somewhere. Now, do you guys have any questions? Any questions, guys? Do you guys have any questions, concerns? Anybody curious about anything? We're gonna get going soon. When I went into church as a Catholic raised man, I noticed so many differences. But that's good, positive things for both sides. It only just reinforced my beliefs in the people here and the people where I come from. I haven't been fishing in a long time. My son's due date is in October. I'm gonna have a son in October. It's like a month away, a month and a week. My wife is 8 months pregnant. In the beginning, earlier in the stream, we saw my wife's belly. She's 8 months pregnant, but you can't even tell, honestly. Does Russia need mechanics? I think everywhere needs mechanics. If you're a good mechanic, I think you can find work easily. Thanks so much, guys, for the questions. When did people start picking potatoes? It depends. We started picking potatoes in July almost. Oh, mid-August. Sorry, mid-August. We started picking in mid-August, and it all depends on how you like your potatoes. I have not read the Russian Constitution. Yes, thank you so much for being happy about it. I just feel that today, after this man came from nowhere and went into church and made friends, I believe that the church is a good place to assimilate in a new country. Where's everybody watching from right now? I see a lot of new people on the chat that I'm not used to seeing regularly. Please tell me where you're from so I can take a mental note. No way. Another random South African found the live. Anyways, William says, not sure how your channel popped up on my feed, but glad it did. South African here. Felt forced to leave my country a while back. Would love to visit Russia. Good luck with your son's birth. Honestly, the last part, thank you so much for that. So,
Is that the one?
no. No. You didn't see the one we used yesterday? Like this?
No, I asked her. And I don't know what that looks like. Does it have a hand?
Don't you remember the...
Yes,
this?
it has. But what is in here? Maybe.
Not that.
Oh, that's not it. So it's you want that one? Let me go.
Yeah,
have
the
a
one
look.
that's like this.
Yeah, let me go have a look.
It should be right there.
Okay, right on the right side.
Yeah. Miami. I'm Russian, but I live in Western Massachusetts. Sorry, I wanted to continue with what William Foster was talking about. So, South Africa is in BRICS. South Africa is a country that I'm not going to get political. I'm only going to say what I've seen. South Africa is a country that is slowly becoming a country that is not for people who have even my color, and I'm a brown man. So I can imagine that the politics in South Africa are not really there for the persons who might look like myself or might look like Senya. And I'm just saying, like, correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody who's watching from South Africa, but I've seen reports from South Africa where there's so much injustice against the people who look like me. And that's really sad. Now, I feel that South Africa is not being helped enough. Like, the people of South Africa are not being helped enough by Russia. Russia's a country that actually could help the South African people who look like me. I don't know if you guys are getting the hint, but nobody's really helping them. There should be open visas for the people of South Africa to move to places like Russia without asking any questions, man. The South Africans that have my color are being absolutely pushed to the side. And it's very violent there. I've seen so many videos from South Africa. The politics and just how safe it is, it's going crazy. Nice. There's a lot of traffic for some reason. Is there a holiday right here?
They don't have the other one.
What?
Yeah, I asked the two ladies in there. Do you want me to just give this back?
1 second. Stay right here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you want to take this?
Yeah, but the problem is, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and me neither.
We'll
It has
have to open
Shastic
it.
on it.
Let's open it and see what happens. Oh, that's literally the stove, not the...
Hell. Yeah, this is stuff.
Hmm.
I guess you could lay it on it.
I don't want to go back.
Stand right up.
have an idea. Because I'm from here, I guess we'll go back, get that other one. And then we'll take the back roads.
Okay.
Ask him how it feels to be in a country where you can leave your doors unlocked.
Oh yeah, it's pretty safe here.
We were talking about South Africa before you came in.
Yeah.
And I was telling them from what I see on the television, South Africa its politics seems to be favoring people that don't look like you or me.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I've seen a lot of politics where it's like favoring the colored people. Now I feel like the white people of South Africa are paying for the mistakes of people that lived in the past they have nothing to do with what happened in the past. Now it's like a pendulum swinging the other way. Both sides are radical. When you have radical laws and radical on any side, it's bad. And I feel so bad for South Africa because if they are in BRICS, then Russia should be doing something to help the people come over here. But it's not doing what it could possibly be doing. South Africa, from the reports that I've seen, is a self-segregated country, but not because one side that looks like me wants it, but because they're kind of being forced to. They're paying for the mistakes of the past of others, and it's really sad to see. Shout out to all my South Africans. You guys have the sickest English accent. Really, really cool. Damn, that's a big truck.
Yeah.
The heck?
Yeah, actually, Russia has helped some farmers, some South African farmers. There is a community.
Oh, really?
Somewhere in Moscow, but they have helped a bunch of South African farmers.
Nice. So my buddy says that Russia has helped farmers, and from what I understand, the majority of these, like even Canada wants to send, a lot of farmers want to leave and come to Russia. But I mean, to me, that's more beneficiary. That's like a two-way. It's symbiotic. Russia needs farmers because a lot of these South African farmers are generational farmers. Same with the Canadians. But I'm talking for the normal peasant like myself. The normal peasant like my dumbass who has no farming past and all that. I just want to be able to come if I was South African because my country's drowning. BRICS is an economic alliance. Yes, of course it's an economic alliance, but guess what? Economically, it would benefit Russia if it let a bunch of South Africans, it made it easier. A lot of South Africans, when I announced the shared values visa, a lot of South Africans who are like white were really sad that South Africa was not on the list. I got 100 messages from South Africans saying how disappointed they were that South Africa was not on the list because they want to make an easy immigration into Russia, and it's not easy. But that's just how it is. That's my opinion from what I've gathered in with this channel. Is there a car coming around the inside?
Yeah, there's a big truck.
I'll
A
pass.
little mess.
She
I'll
whiz.
let you know.
I'm gonna turn left over here anyways.
Just met a German Russian and she was trying to help me
Really?
in the store. She saw me speak English and she's
Was it
like,
the lady with the skirt?
I can't remember. She was, yeah, she was younger, but she was pretty helpful. She's trying to help me.
Nice. A German Russian from the Volga Germans. The Volga, I think it was Catherine who established those German colonies. Catherine the Great of Russia. I think she was even German, so it makes sense that she, you know guys, the early leaders of Russia during the reign of the kings and queens and all that, they were all related, as you guys know. And Catherine and her grandchildren and all these people, they were of German descent, had to be. I'm not quite sure on that history. Maybe somebody can correct me. But I do believe that the royal family were descendants of Germans, even Austrian Germans. Those people were really everywhere in the world, and Russia was not exempt of this. Yes, she was German. Thank you. Dude, this freaking ChatGPT, Wild Siberia's ChatGPT is insane. I can ask a question and you guys can just answer. Can anybody tell me on chat what is the height of Mount Everest in feet? Guys, let me know what the height of Mount Everest was. What's the elevation in feet of the highest mountain? The highest point, the highest peak of Mount Everest. Obviously, we know that some mountains are larger from their base to their top. But today we just want to know, what is the height of Mount Everest in feet? 2,900 feet. Oh no, that's too low, eh? No, that's the wrong answer. Come on. Okay, we have Beardy, 29,032 feet, 8.8 meters. There you go. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. The ChatGPT on this channel is unbelievable. We can get all of the life's answers here. 29,000 feet elevation. Unreal, man. Unreal. Alright. This is hopefully the last time I have to come back here today. Beardy says, yeah, that was all really in my head. What is something in Afrikaans that you would say? What is the national dish for you?
Boerewors.
Boerewors? Boerewors. Is this true, Beardy? Am I talking to a fake South African? Boerewors. Oh, bratwurst?
No, boerewors.
Boerewors.
Biltong. And biltong as well.
Biltong. I feel like when you speak, it's like I don't know, man. I want to trust you. Top left. I want to trust you, but Beardy he sounds legit. Okay. I had to check. Is it time for a nice cold beer? You know, in Russia, the majority of the beer they sell here is room temperature beer. A lot of my Russian friends who do drink alcohol drink room temperature beer. It's pretty crazy, huh? They drink out of a plastic room temperature bottle.
Very good.
Oh, I have water. We forgot the juice, but I'll have water for you. Now we're gonna do it. To be fair, Russian rooms are -10. No, Russian rooms even in winter are the hottest rooms. We have super good heating system that the Soviets built in our apartment. All right, now we're gonna do it. Now it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Fight for your new country, comrade. That doesn't make any sense. You don't have to fight for the country that you're living in. If you are honorable enough, it's suffice. But I've already fought in a war. My body's broken. The soldiers who are fighting for Russia, who are Russian, are much better trained than me and have better experience than me. If any American joins the Russian military, they're just going to be an anchor to the Russian troops. Americans who don't speak Russian especially are just going to be anchors. That's why you see a lot of these mercenaries fighting for Ukraine getting into conflict with the Russians and just getting annihilated. This war is already too far deep for a random American to join the fight. And that's the truth. The Russians are better trained and have more experience than any American soldier right now. In the first year of the war, Russia had a worse trained military than America. In the first year and a half, Russia had a military that was at par with the United States. Now Russia has a military with more experience that's far beyond the United States. And this is not because of Russia greatness or intelligence or great just like whatever. This has to do with a lot of pain and suffering of the men who fought in the first 2 years, that survived and gave the experience to the future generations. Those individuals who survived are the great teachers of war. War evolves so fast, guys, that if you survive a month now, you essentially have years worth of combat experience. Okay, here we go. Soon we'll be getting off the main highway road here, guys, and we're gonna start our trip into the lake. Now, I don't have a towel, and I'm gonna show you how you guys are supposed to do it.
I actually don't want to have one either. I just shit at you.
Oh, then you just dry with the sun.
Yeah, I don't care. I got clothes. It's actually warm today, huh?
Hopefully. I mean, no war is good, guys. No war is good. It's what it is. No war is good. When you've been to war, it's nothing good from it. You shouldn't be proud that you had to do it. You should just be proud. I mean, everybody has a different perspective. I'm not proud of going to war. I'm proud to have lived in moments with giants. I was really with a good group of men. I walked amongst giants. These guys are ingrained in my heart and in my mind, and the Russians are the same. In my town, there's many billboards of men who have died in the war. There's many billboards of Sush, I asked if you wanted to go on the stream. Do you want to go or not? Okay, we're picking up the sush. Jeez, I'm tired of fucking driving. Sush, are you gonna go? I can talk about the war if I want. I can do whatever I want. This is Russia. It's not a freaking